This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. We keeping a foot on the whoop, the knees. We keeping a foot on the whoop, the knees. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, and like the Siberian Tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop, unlimited pressure. This pressure does what? Heat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. Devin Haney should take this Richard Commey fight. The reason why I'm saying this is because if Devin Haney wants to get out of email championship status and Devin Haney wants to take himself to the next level, then I highly recommend Devin Haney to stop capping, because that's what he just did. I'm showing you the background. He's doing what he always does, cap. Just tell the guy, look here, man, let's fight. Let's get this thing squabbled. Let me get another name on my record. Richard Commey would be a good name on his record. Because Richard Commey has some things about him that he is not a bad fighter. I was mad at the way that he took the Teofimo Lopez fight. His whole strategy in the Teofimo Lopez fight was ridiculous. There was no need to trade off with a guy who basically has no boxing skills. A guy that's basically looking to bait you so that he can get a knockout. You don't want to deal with somebody like that. All flash, but no skills. But that's what happened in that fight. Richard Commey went ahead and basically fell for the flash that Teofimo Lopez is all about, you know, in his super duper hype job variation fashion. But Devin Haney will have a fight in his hands with Richard Commey, because Richard Commey is basically, that fight right there stylistically would be a lot harder for Devin Haney than it would be even for Teofimo Lopez. And I'm going to explain why. Because with Teofimo Lopez, he was smart enough to get Richard Commey to bait into him basically being able to use weight transfer to land a powerful shot to get him out of there. Because Richard Commey has a suspect chin. The reason why the Devin Haney fight stylistically would be more difficult is because Devin Haney doesn't have power in his hands. Devin Haney, if he would have bended the proverbial fucking knee and kissed the ring while he was at it to Floyd Mayweather, he would have been crispier than a three-piece. He would have been a hellified boxer. And Devin Haney still has the prerequisites to have that. The problem is Devin Haney doesn't even understand the power behind him basically being under Floyd. He looks at it as he just basically needs to be under his father. And because of that, that has found him in a precarious situation. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Devin Haney's been getting exposed since the Alfredo Santiago fight. That fight has shown Devin Haney to basically be a fighter that he has not improved. And when Gary Russell Jr. says amateur professional, it's befitting, because Devin Haney has not really taken his game to the next level. He's been basically using the same skill set since the Alfredo Santiago fight over and over and over again. And he's thinking that it's going to change and it's going to turn circumstances around for him. The definition of insanity is using or doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the different results. Let me say it again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That shit has gotten Devin Haney exposed. It's gotten him dropped by Jorge Linares. It's gotten him basically beat down pretty bad by an old geezer in i.e. your Curious Gamboa, a guy that Gervonta Tank Davis dropped 3 times. Till this day, if you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, Terrence Buck Crawford, and you look at Devin Haney's actually last place in terms of his performance against your Curious Gamboa. Terrence Buck Crawford is number 2, and Gervonta Tank Davis, of course, is number 1. When we have to look at Devin Haney and we look at what he brings to the table, this fight right here stylistically would challenge him, because Devin Haney is not improved. If Devin Haney systematically, drastically improved, then this fight would be a boxing clinic. But you cannot trust Devin Haney, and you can't trust him being a boxing clinic, because when you look at Devin Haney and the prerequisites of what he brings to the table, Devin Haney is not a fighter that you can trust. He's not a fighter that you can rest basically assurance on. He's not a fighter that you can basically say, you know what, this guy right here, I'm going to put all of my stock, I'm going to put all of my marbles, I'm going to put all of my, what we would say, benefactor upon this guy. And the reason for that is because he does not have the guy who he's been emulating, the guy that he's the poor man's version of, the guy that basically could take him to the next level, and that's Floyd Money Mayweather. I was high at one point on Devin Haney's stock because Devin Haney was with Floyd. And then last year, during the COVID-filled year, when I saw him sparring with Floyd, and basically it looked like he wanted to get back with Floyd at that point, you know, I can say even I got deceived by it. You know, even the best of us get deceived sometimes. I was thinking, okay, he's bending the proverbial fucking knee. He's kissing the ring while he's at it. He's going to be with Floyd. Mickey Bay is not Floyd Mayweather, man. Let me say it again. Mickey Bay is not Floyd Mayweather. Nobody can convince me otherwise. That's why there's levels, there's gears. Just look at Mickey Bay's boxing career. Doesn't matter if you've been right there in the Mayweather stable and getting the Mayweather mitts action going on. It's not Money May. It's not the CompuBox mind. It's not Money May. It's not Mayweather's aura. It's not Mayweather's abilities. It's not Mayweather's guidance. It's not Mayweather's instructions. It's not Mayweather basically doing what's called impartation. It's none of that. So Devin Haney is in a position where Devin Haney will be tested. Now the question is, will you just cap? Because Richard Commey, based on the background, he called your rabbit ass out. But will you take on the fight? When somebody calls out Gervonta Tank Davis don't cap. See, that's the difference. That's the distinction. That's the delineation. That's the gulf and the separation between the big eight and this capping ass Devin Haney. Little variation. Gervonta Tank Davis takes the fight. And if anything, Gervonta Tank Davis pulls your whole card out and say, look here, man, I'm ready to fight yesterday. What's up? Devin Haney's not giving you that bravado. What he's giving you is what's called the infamous little capping ass Devin Haney bravado. If you want to fight, just tell Richard Commey, look here, man, let's sign this fucking contract. Don't give this bullshit, oh, you can get it next. That is jargon nonsense. That's social media rhetoric. That's to make the Devin Haney fanboys say, you see, Devin Haney's the dream. No. You want to fight Richard Commey? Richard Commey just called you out blatantly. Basically, the words that he used, I want you guys to see the background. He basically disrespected you. You need to officially call him out on the red carpet. Say, look here, man, talk is fucking cheap. Let's have this fucking fight. I'm ready to fight yesterday. This is the terminology that needs to come out of Devin Haney's mouth. This is what Gervonta Tank Davis did to Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia basically said he now is suffering from mental trauma. He's now suffering from some kind of mental health situation. When it's all said and done, we have to ask ourselves the biggest picture, the biggest pocket, the hot pocket and the biggest picture issue here. And what's that? It's as simple as this, and it's very clear. If Devin Haney wants to prove that he is not an email champion, he wants to prove that he is beyond that, then this fight against Richard Commey, go ahead and take it. This will be the first fight that I actually give Devin Haney credit if Devin Haney systematically breaks down Richard Commey, because I know what Richard Commey brings to the table when his head is together. Let me say it again. I know what Richard Commey brings together, what Richard Commey can bring to the table when his head is together. His head wasn't together against Teofimo Lopez, but I do believe his head is going to be a lot more together against Devin Haney. There will be no excuses made if Devin Haney wins this fight. That's if he takes this fight. When it's all said and done, Devin Haney will get all the credit in the world. But Devin Haney has to stop capping. Stop acting like the email champion that he is. Basically, stop being a social media brat. Step up to the fucking plate and say, look here, man, talk is fucking cheap. I'm ready to fight yesterday. Let's get this fight going. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.